Hello everyone. In this video, I'll show you how I made a Mazda RX-7 out of clay, and right now you can see how I was creating this car just like this. Using thin sheets of clay and blueprints, I cut out various body parts, connect these parts together, and that's how the clay car gradually takes shape. But the detailed transformation of clay into a car will be shown in a separate video. In this video, it will be just a review of the model itself, and I'll also compare the clay car with a scale model to see what the differences are between them. And this is how the car looked before painting. It's all clay, my friends, special, very hard NSP clay. And to turn a block of clay like this into a car, it took me 130 hours of work in 20 days. I spent a lot of time and effort to make a car like this, so I hope you've already liked this video and subscribed to the channel. And this is what the car looked like halfway through the work. Here you can see how it's built on the inside, the car floor and the reverse side of the body. As you can see, I covered it with foil. I pressed it very tightly against the clay. This is necessary to fix the clay in the desired shape, and it also makes it a bit stronger and more stable. This whole body structure for clay holds together quite firmly. Now that you have a general idea of how it's built, let's move on to the final model. But before that, I need to paint the car body, and I use this kind of paint for scale models. First, I'll cover the body with several layers of primer, and then I'll apply the main red color. And here is the final result of my work. So guys, how did I do making this Mazda? Does it look great or could it have been done better? Honestly, the quality of the car turned out average. It's definitely not the same level of quality as when I did the Nissan GT-R. In some places, yes, it looks pretty good, but in some areas I saved time on the detailing. Overall though, it looks similar and good. By the way, how do you like the new filming stand? Finally, a new version, because the old one had really gotten boring. I made this almost as an exact copy of the garage from the new Forza Horizon 5, but with my own small changes. If you like this new garage, let me know in the comments and be sure to leave a like. In the end, I decided to make the Mazda red, even though many people in the poll chose blue. I've already done a Nissan GT-R, and having to make another car in blue again, I need some variety. I also thought about doing a matte finish, but the car looks very bright in gloss, and the minor body imperfections aren't very noticeable. As you can see, I didn't highlight the taillights. I painted this whole piece black, and it looks like a very dark film was applied over it. I made the headlights completely non-opening, and the lower turn signals I just made grey without any volume or stripe texture. Because I dragged out this project for so long and just wanted to finish it quickly. And in some places I was like, okay, that'll do. The wheels, as I usually make them with a lip, that style suits many cars, and here they fit in very well too. And also, the front wheels can turn, but you have to turn them separately. I didn't make a synchronized steering mechanism. The car, as usual, is well detailed. There's work done on the underside of the car, the interior, and the engine from below. The car stands out very well, and all the main elements are present. Now let's take a look at the interior. I just painted it black so I wouldn't have to bother too much. And what about the quality of the work? You can see for yourself. And let's take a look at the engine. It's not a standard one here. It's still a rotary, but not a stock version. It's some kind of tuned engine. I sculpted the engine from this Mazda RX-7 from Forza Horizon 5. It looks more interesting than the stock engine, and I just wanted to make something unusual. I didn't make the trunk openable this time because it's a complicated shape and has very thin frames which would have needed reinforcement to open. And after all, the car is meant for destruction, so extra reinforcement isn't necessary here. By the way, the windows are made from clear plastic that I had left over from various boxes. The rear window is the only one with a complicated shape. I tried to bend it and it turned out similar, but it's still not the exact shape. To make this Mazda, I used blueprints and studied the model in 3ds Max and Forza Horizon 5. And I also have this scale model, which I constantly used for comparison. So making the Mazda RX-7 wasn't difficult. I used a new sculpting method to create it. I would just take a thin sheet of clay, press it against the car body and make a mold of a specific part. Then I'd peel it off and I'd have an almost exact copy of the original body part. So I didn't have to shape the clay by hand to create a similar form. This made the work much easier and faster. Now let's compare them and look at their differences. Actually, it might seem that the green Mazda is made of clay and the red one is a model kit, but it's actually the other way around. I assembled the green Mazda about 4 years ago. It was my first model kit. I painted it with a spray can of enamel paint, not with special paint for scale models. I didn't have any experience in assembling or painting back then, so it turned out pretty badly. From the front, it looks very similar. The only thing is, I made the Mazda without a splitter, and the roof turned out a bit lower than the original. You can open the hood and compare the engines. Watch the episodes. In the green Mazda, it's a stock, original engine, but in the red one, it's already custom. From the side, it also looks similar overall, but here the difference is much more pronounced. You can see the difference between the roofs and the rear window, and the rear wheel arch on the red Mazda is wider. From the back, you can also see the difference between the roofs and the shape of the glass. I didn't paint the taillights on the red Mazda because it would have required a different method for the taillight unit, making construction more complicated. And here's how the undersides of the cars are different. So, overall it seems that the red Mazda looks better, and that's true thanks to the bright and high quality paint job, but the green Mazda has the original smooth body shapes. The Mazda will be destroyed, and I don't plan to keep it in my collection. It's of average quality. Overall it looks good, but it could have been done better. At the same time, I came up with a new way to destroy cars. It's more realistic and resembles a rail track like academics, so it will be interesting to test out the new destruction lane for cars, and I think you'll find it interesting to watch as well. And as usual, everything will be filmed in slow motion, where you can see how the clay crumples at this scale, and the damage looks a bit like real damage. Or, for example, like in GTA 4 or GTA 5, now I'll show you photos of the process of making this Mazda, creating it step by step. That's all. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel if you're interested in my clay creations. Thank you all for watching. Goodbye everyone.